From America's first Elizabethan theater in Ashland, Oregon, the Oregon Shakespearean Festival. The Oregon Shakespearean Festival was founded in 1935 and annually presents a summer repertory of Shakespearean plays. Its unique outdoor theater in Ashland, Oregon, patterned after the known dimensions of London's Fortune Theater of 1599, is a full-scale Elizabethan-style stagehouse and makes possible the fluid and dynamic production technique that the original audiences expected. In 1960, the Oregon Shakespearean Festival began a new production project, the staging of works by several of Shakespeare's brilliant contemporaries. The first of these, and thereby the first non-Shakespearean drama ever presented by this theater, was John Webster's The Duchess of Malfi in 1960. In 1961, the project was continued with the production of Ben Jonson's The Alchemist, and in 1964 with Beaumont and Fletcher's Night of the Burning Pestle. The following onstage recording is a complete presentation of the 1964 staging of Beaumont and Fletcher's Night of the Burning Pestle. You will hear all of the production, just as it has been seen in Ashland by the 1964 audiences. The play was directed for the festival company by Ed Brubaker. And now the Oregon Shakespearean Festival's 1964 staging of Beaumont and Fletcher's Night of the Burning Pestle.
He that would an alehouse keep must have three things in store: a chamber and a feather bed, a chimney and a hey-nonny-nonny, hey-nonny-nonny, hey-nonny-no, hey-nonny-no, hey-nonny-no. He that would an alehouse keep must have three things in store: a chamber and a feather bed, a chimney and a hey-nonny-nonny, hey-nonny-nonny, hey-nonny-no, must have three things in store. He that would an alehouse keep must have three things in store. He that would an alehouse keep must have three things in store: a chamber and a feather bed, a chimney and a no. When Daphne from fair Phoebus did fly, the west wind most sweetly did blow in her face. Her silk and scarf scarce shadowed her eyes. The god cried, "O pity," and held her in chase. Stay, nymph, cried Apollo, tarry and turn thee, sweet nymph, stay. Lion or tiger doth thee follow, turn thy fair eyes and look this way. O turn, O pretty sweet, and let our red lips meet. Pity, O Daphne, pity, O pity me, pity, O Daphne, pity me. There once was a man from Calcutta who had a most terrible stutter. He said, "Pa-pa-pa, please pass the cha-cha, cha-cha-cha-cheese, and the ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba." But there once was a man from Calcutta who had a most terrible stutter. There once was a man from Calcutta who had a most terrible stutter. He said, "Ba-ba, please pass the cha-cha-cha-cha cheese." But there once was a man from Calcutta who had a most terrible stutter. But there once was a man from Calcutta who had a most terrible He said a pumpkin please pass the cheese.
Butter
And
there
the
was a cheese.
But the very was a pumpkin pass. Oh, had a most terrible cheese.
Butter.
From all that's near the court, from all that's great, within the compass of the city walls, we now have brought our scene.
Hold your peace, Goodman boy!
What do you mean, sir?
That you have no good meaning. This 7 years there hath been plays at this house. I have observed it. You have still girds at citizens. And now you call your play the London Merchant. Down with your title, boy! Down with your title!
Are you a member of the noble city?
I am.
And a freeman?
Yea, and a grocer.
So, grocer, then by your sweet favor, we intend no abuse to the city.
No, sir. Yes, sir. If you were not resolved to play the jacks, what need you study for new subjects, purposely to abuse your betters? Why could you not be contented, as well as others, with The Legend of Whittington, or The Life and Death of Sir Thomas Gresham with the building of the Royal Exchange, or the story of Queen Eleanor with the rearing of London Bridge upon Woolsack?
You seem to be an understanding man. What would you have us do, sir?
Why, present something notably in honor of the commons of the city.
Why, what do you say to the life and death of Fat Drake, or the repairing of fleet privies?
I do not like that. But I will have a citizen, and he shall be of my own trade.
Oh, you should have told us your mind a month since. Our play is ready to begin now.
'Tis all one for that. I will have a grocer, and he shall do admirable things.
What will you have him do?
Oh, Mary, I'll have him...
Husband! Husband! Peace, mistress! Oh, hold thy peace, Rafe. I know what I do, I warrant you. Husband! Husband!
What sayest thou, Coney?
Let him kill a lion with a pestle, husband. Let him kill a lion with a pestle.
So he shall. I'll have him kill a lion with a pestle.
Husband! Shall I come up, husband?
Aye, Coney. Rafe, help your mistress this way. Pray, gentlemen, make her to the room. I pray you, sir, lend me your hand to help my wife.
I'm a
Thank
stranger
you, sir.
here. I was near out
Thank
one
you,
of these
sir.
plays at the say before, but I should have seen Jane Shore once, and my husband hath promised to carry me any time this 12th month to the bold Beauchamps, but of truth he did not. I pray you bear with me.
Boy, let my wife and I have a couple of stools, and then begin, and let the grocer do rare things.
But, sir, we have never a boy to play him. Every one hath a part already.
Husband! Husband, for God's sake, let Rafe play him. Beshrew me if I do not think he'll go beyond them all.
Well remembered, wife. Come up, Rafe! I'll tell you, gentlemen, but let him lend him a suit of apparel and necessaries, and by gad, if any of them all blow wind in the tail on him, I'll be hanged.
Oh, I pray you, youth, let him have a suit of apparel. I'll be sworn, gentlemen, my husband tells you true. He will act you sometimes at our house that all the neighbors cry out on him. He'll fetch up a courage in parts on the garret that we're all as feared, I warrant you, that we quake again. We'll fear our children with him. If they be never so unruly, do but cry, Rafe comes to them, and they'll be as quiet as lambs. Hold up thy head, Rafe. Show the gentleman what thou canst do. Speak a huffing part, I warrant you, the gentleman will accept of it.
Do, Rafe, do.
By heavens! Methinks it were an easy leap to pluck bright honor from the pale-faced moon, or dive into the bottom of the sea, where never fathom line touched any ground, and pluck up drowned honor from the lake of hell!
Oh, say you, gentlemen, is it not as I told you?
Oh, nay, gentlemen, he hath played before, my husband says. Musidorus before the wardens of our company.
Aye, and he should have played Hieronymo with a shoemaker for a wager.
He shall have a suit of apparel, if he will go in.
Oh, in, Rafe, and set out the grocery and their kind, if thou lovest me.
I'll warrant our Rafe will look finely when he's dressed.
But what will you have it called?
The grocer's honor.
Methinks the night of the Burning Pestle were better.
I'll be sworn, husband, that's as good a name as can be.
Let it be so. Begin, my wife and I'll sit down.
I pray you do.
What stately music have you? You have shawms?
Shawms? No.
No, I'm a thief if my mind didn't give me so. Rafe plays a stately part, and he must needs have shawms. I'll be at the charge of him myself rather than will be without him.
So you are like to be.
So I will be. there's 2 shillings. Let's have the weights of Southwark. They're as rare fellas as any are in England, and that'll fetch 'em all over the water with a vengeance as if they were mad.
You shall have them. Will you sit down, then?
Aye. Come, wife.
Oh, sit ye merry all, gentlemen. I'm bold to sit amongst you for my ease.
From all that's near the court, from all that's great, within the compass of the city walls we now have brought our scene. Fly far from hence all private taxes, immodest phrases, whatever may but show like vicious. For wicked mirth never true pleasure brings, but honest minds are pleased with honest things. Thus much for that we do. But for Rafe's part, you must answer for yourself.
Take you no care for Rafe. He'll discharge himself a warrant you.
Faith, gentlemen, I'll give my word for Rafe.
Sit up! I'll make you know you are my prentice, and whom my charitable love redeemed, even from the fall of fortune, gave thee heat and growth to be what now thou art. You cast thee, adding the trust of all I have at home, in foreign staples, or upon the sea to thy direction. Tied the good opinions both of myself and friends to thy endeavors, so fair were thy beginnings. But with these, as I remember, you had never charged to love your master's daughter. And even then, when I had found a wealthy husband for it, I take it, sir, you had not. But, however, I'll break the neck of that commission and make you know you are but a merchant's factor.
Sir, I do liberally confess I am yours, bound both by love and duty to your service, in which my labor hath been all my profit. I have not lost in bargain, nor delighted to wear your honest gains upon my back. Nor have I given a pension to my blood, or lavishly in play consumed your stock. These, and the miseries that do attend them, I dare with innocence proclaim are strangers to all my temperate actions. For your daughter, if there be any love to my deservings, borne by her virtuous self, I cannot stop it, nor am I able to refrain her wishes. She's private to herself, and best of knowledge whom she will make so happy as to sigh for. Besides, I cannot think you mean to match her unto a fellow of so lame a presence, one that hath little left of nature in him.
It is very well, sir. I can tell your wisdom how all this shall be cured.
Your care becomes you.
And thus it shall be, sir. I here discharge you my house and service. Take your liberty, and when I want a son, I'll send for you.
These be the fair rewards of them that love. Oh, you that live in freedom, never prove the travail of a mind led by desire.
Why, how now, friend? Struck with my father's thunder?
Struck, and struck dead, unless the remedy be full of speed and virtue. I am now what I expected long. No more your father's.
But mine.
But yours. And only yours I am. That's all I have to keep me from the statute. You dare be constant still?
Oh, fear me not. In this I dare be better than a woman. Nor shall his angers nor his offers move me. Were they both equal to a prince's power?
You know my rival.
Yes, and love him dearly, even as I love an ague or foul weather. I prithee, Jasper, fear him not.
Oh, no, I do not mean to do him so much kindness. But to our own desires, you know the plot we both agreed on?
Yes, and will perform my part exactly.
I desire no more. Farewell, and keep my heart. 'Tis yours.
Oh, I take it. He must do miracles, makes me forsake it.
Fie upon 'em, little infidels! What a matter's here now? Well, I'll be hanged for a halfpenny if there be not some abomination knavery in this play. Well, let 'em look to it. Rafe must come, and if there be any tricks a-brewing...
Let 'em brew and bake too, husband of God's name. Rafe'll find all out, I warrant you, and they were older than they are. I pray my pretty youth, is Rafe ready?
He will be presently.
Now, I pray you, make my commendations unto him, and withal carry him this stick of licorice. Tell him his mistress sent it to him. Bid him bite a piece, 'twill open his pipes the better, say.
Come, sir, she's yours. Upon my faith, she's yours. You have my hand. For other idlets between your hopes and her, thus with the wind they are scattered and no more. My wanton prentice, that like a bladder blew himself with love, I have let out, and sent him to discover new masters yet unknown.
I thank you, sir. Indeed, I thank you, sir. And ere I stir, it shall be known, however you do deem, I am of gentle blood and gentle seam.
Oh, sir, I know it certain.
Sir, my friend, although as writers say, all things have end, and that we call a pudding hath his too, oh, let it not seem strange, I pray to you, if in this bloody simile I put my love, more endless than frail things or gut.
Husband, I prithee, sweet lamb, tell me one thing, but tell me truly. Stay, Hughes, I beseech you, till I question my husband.
What is it, Mouse?
Sirrah, didst thou ever see a prettier child? How it behaves itself, I warrant you, and speaks and looks and perks up the head. I pray you, brother, with your favor, were you never none of Master Muncaster's scholars?
Chicken, a prithee heartily contain thyself. The children are pretty children, but when Rafe comes, lamb...
Aye, when Rafe comes, Coney. Well, my youths, you may proceed.
Well, sir, you know my love, and rest, I hope, assured of my consent. Get but my daughters, and wed her when you please. You must be bold, and clap in close unto her. Come, I know you have language good enough to win a wench.
Horse and tyrant has been an old stringer in his days, I warrant him.
I take your gentle offer, and withal yield love again for love reciprocal.
What loose within there?
Called you, sir.
I did. Give entertainment to this gentleman, and see you be not froward. To her, sir, my presence will be but an eyesore to you.
Fair Mistress Luce, how do you? Are you well? Give me your hand, and then I pray you tell, how doth your little sister and your brother? And whether you love me or any other.
Sir, these are quickly answered.
So they are, where women are not cruel. But how far is it now distant from that place we are in, unto that blessed place your father's warren?
What makes you think of that?
Even, that face. For stealing rabbits, whilom in that place. God Cupid, or the keeper, I know not whether, unto my cost and charges brought you thither, and there began
your game, sir.
Let no game, or anything that tendeth to the same, be evermore remembered, thou fair killer, for whom I sate me down, and break my tiller.
There's a kind gentleman, I warrant you. When will you do as much for me, George?
Beshrew me, sir. I am sorry for your losses, but as the proverb says, I cannot cry. I wish you'd not had seen me.
So would I, unless you had more to do me good.
Why cannot this strange passion be withstood? Send for a constable and raise the town.
No! My valiant love will batter down millions of constables, and put to flight even that great watch of midsummer day at night.
Beshrew me, sir. To good I yielded then. Weak women cannot hope where valiant men have no resistance.
Oh, yield then. I am full of pity, though I say it, and could pull out of my pocket thus a pair of gloves. Look, Luce, look. The dog's tooth nor the dove's are not so white as these, and sweet they be, and whipped about with silk, as you may see. If you desire the price, shoot from your eye a beam to this place, and you shall espy F.S., which is to say, my sweetest honey, they cost me 3 and 2pence, or no money.
Well, sir, I take them, and I thank you kindly. What would you more?
Nothing.
Why, then, farewell.
Nor so. For, lady, I must tell before we part for what we met together. Oh, God, grant me time and patience and fair weather.
Speak and declare your mind in terms so brief.
I shall. Then first and foremost, for relief I call to you, if that you can afford it. I cannot at what price, for on my word it shall be repaid again, although it cost me more than I'll speak of now. For love hath tossed me in furious blanket, like a tennis ball, and now I rise aloft, and now I fall.
Alas, good sir, alas the day.
I thank you heartily. And as I say, thus do I still continue without rest. In the morning like a man, at night a beast, roaring and bellowing mine own disquiet. Oh, that much I fear, forsaking of my diet, will bring me presently to that quandary. I shall bid all adieu.
Now, by Saint Mary, that were a great pity.
Oh, so it were, beshrew me. Then ease me, lusty Luce, and pity show me.
Why, sir, you know my will is worth nothing without my father's grant. Get his consent, and then you may, with assurance, try me.
Oh, the worshipful your sire will not deny me, for I have asked him, and he hath replied, Sweet Master Humphrey, Luce shall be thy bride.
Sweet Master Humphrey? Then I am content.
And so am I, in truth.
Yet take me with you. There is another clause must be annexed. And this is it. I swore and will perform it. No man shall ever join me as his wife, but he that is stole me hence. If you dare venture, I am yours. Oh, you need not worry, my father loves you. If not, farewell forever.
Oh, stay, nymph, stay. I have a double gelding colored bay, sprung by his father from barbarian kind. Another for myself, though somewhat blind, yet true as trusty tree.
I am satisfied, and so I give my hand. Our course must lie through Waltham Forest, where I have a friend will entertain us. So farewell, Sir Humphrey, and think upon your business.
Though I die, I am resolved to venture life and limb, for one so young, so fair, so kind, so trim.
By my faith and troth, George, and as I'm virtuous, it is e'en the kindest young man that ever trod on shoe leather. Well, go thy ways. Thou hast her not, 'tis not thy fault, of faith.
Prithee, mouse, be patient. He shall have her, or I'll make some of 'em smoke for it.
Oh, that's my good lamb, George. Oh, fire, stinking tobacco, kills me. Would there were none in England. Now, pray you, gentlemen, what good does this stinking tobacco do you? Nothing, I warrant you, make chimneys of your faces. Oh, husband, now, there's Rafe, there's Rafe!
Peace, fool, let Rafe alone. Hark ye, Rafe, do not strain yourself too much at the first.
Oh!
Peace. Begin, Rafe.
Then Palmerin and Trinius, snatching their lances from their dwarfs and clasping their helmets, galloped amain after the giant. And Palmerin, having gotten a sight of him, came posting amain, saying, "Stay, traitorous thief, for thou mayest not so carry away her that's worth the greatest lord in the world." And with these words, he gave him a blow on the shoulder that he struck him besides his elephant. And Trinius, coming to the knight that had Agricola behind him, soon set him besides his horse, with his neck broken in the fall, so that the princess, getting out of the throng, between joy and grief, said, "All happy night, mirror of all such as follow arms, now may I be well assured of the love thou bearest me." I wonder why the kings do not raise up an army of 14 or 1500,000 men, as big as the army that the Prince of Portugal brought against Rossaclear, and destroy these giants, for they do much hurt to wandering damsels that go in quest of their knights.
Faith, husband, and Rafe says true. For they say the king of Portugal cannot sit at his meat, but the giants and the Ettins will come and snatch it from him.
Hold thy tongue. On, Rafe.
And certainly these knights are much to be commended, who, neglecting their possessions, wander with a squire and a dwarf through the deserts to relieve poor ladies.
Aye, by my faith are they, Rafe. Let 'em say what they will, they are indeed. Our knights neglect their possessions well enough, but they do not the rest.
There are no such courteous and farewell-spoken knights in this age. They will call one the son of a whore, that Palmerin of England would have called fair sir, and one that Rossaclear would have called right beauteous damsel, they will call damned bitch.
I'll be sworn will they, Rafe. They've called me so 100 times about a scurvy pipe of tobacco.
But what brave spirit would be content to sit in his shop with a flappet of wood and a blue apron before him, selling Maritha Dodum and dragon's water to visited houses, that might pursue feats of arms, and through his noble achievements procure such a famous history to be written of his heroic prowess?
Well said, Rafe. Some more of those words, Rafe.
They go finely, by my troth.
Why should not I then pursue this course, both for the credit of myself and our company? For amongst all the worthy books of achievements, I do not call to mind that I yet read of a grosser errant. I will be the said knight. Have you heard of any that hath wandered unfurnished of his squire and dwarf? My elder prentice Tim shall be my trusty squire, and little George my dwarf. Hence my blue apron. Yet in remembrance of my former trade, upon my shield shall be portrayed a burning pestle, and I shall be called the Knight of the Burning Pestle.
I dare swear thou'lt not forget thy old trade. Thou wert ever meek.
Tim,
Anon.
my beloved squire, and George my dwarf, I charge you that from henceforth you never call me by any other name but the right courteous and valiant Knight of the Burning Pestle, and that you never call any female by the name of woman or wench, but fair lady, if she have her desires, if not, distressed damsel, and that you call all forests and heaths, deserts, and all horses palfreys.
This is very fine, Faith. Do the gentlemen like Rafe, think you, husband?
I warrant thee, the players would give all the shoes in their shop for him.
My beloved Squire Tim, stand out. Admit that this were a desert, and over it a knight-errant pricking, and I should bid you inquire of his intents. What would you say?
Sir, my master sent me to know whither you are riding.
Whoreson blockhead cannot remember.
No, thus. Fair sir, the right courteous and valiant knight of the Burning Pestle commanded me to inquire upon what adventure you are bound, whether to relieve some distressed damsel, or otherwise.
If faith, Rafe told him on't before. All the gentlemen heard him. Did he not, gentlemen? Did not Rafe tell him on't?
Right courteous and valiant knight of the Burning Pestle, here is a distressed damsel to have a halfpenny worth of pepper.
That's a good boy. See, the little boy can hit it. By my troth, it's a fine child.
Relieve her with all courteous language. Now shut up shop. No more my prentices, but my trusty squire and dwarf. I must bespeak my shield and arming pestle.
Go thy ways, Rafe, and as I'm a true man, thou art the best on 'em all.
Rafe! Rafe!
What say you, mistress?
I prithee, come again quickly, sweet Rafe.
By and by.
Give thee my blessing? No, I'll ne'er give thee my blessing. I'll see thee hanged first. It shall ne'er be said I gave thee my blessing. Oh, thou art thy father's own son, of the right blood of the merry thoughts. Oh, I may curse the day that e'er I knew thy father. He hath spent all his own and mine too. And when I tell him of it, he laughs and dances and sings and cries. A merry heart lives longer. And thou'rt a waste thrift, and not run away from thy master who loved thee well, and not come to me. And I have laid up a little for my younger son, Michael, and thou thinkest to bezzle that, but thou shalt never be able to do it. Come hither, Michael. Come, Michael, down on the knees, boy. Thou shalt have my blessing.
I pray you, mother, pray to God to bless me.
God bless thee. But Jasper shall never have my blessing. He shall be hanged first. How sayest thou, Michael, shall he not?
Yes, forsooth, mother, and grace of God.
That's a good boy.
If faith, it's a fine-spoken child.
Mother, though you forget a parent's love, I must preserve the duty of a child. I ran not from my master, nor returned to have your stock maintain my idleness.
Ungracious child to warn him. Hark how he chops logic with his mother. Now best tell her she lies. Do tell her she lies.
If he were my son, I would hang him up by the heels and flay him and salt him, horse and halter sack.
My coming only is to beg your love, which I must ever, though I never gain it. And howsoever you esteem of me, there is no drop of blood hid in these veins, but I remember well belongs to you that brought me forth, and would be glad for you to rip them all again and let it out.
Faith, I had sorrow enough for thee, God knows. But I'll hamper thee well enough. Get thee in, thou vagabond, get thee in and learn of thy brother Michael.
Nose, jolly red nose, and who gave me this jolly red
My
nose?
husband, he's singing and hoiting, and I'm fain to cark and Karen all little enough. Husband!
Not make
Charles!
ginger, cinnamon,
Charles
and toast,
Meredith!
and they gave me this jolly red nose.
If you would consider your state, you would have little less to sing with.
Oh, it should never be considered while it were on the state, if I thought it would spoil my singing.
But how wilt thou do, Charles? Thou art an old man, and thou canst not work. And thou hast not 40 shillings left, and thou eatest good meat, and drinkest good drink, and laughest.
And will do.
But how wilt thou come by it, Charles?
How? Why, how have I done hitherto these 40 years? I never came into my dining room but at 11 and 6 o'clock. I found excellent meat and drink at the table. My clothes were never worn out, but next morning a tailor brought me a new suit. And without question it will be so ever. Use makes perfectness. If all should fail, it is but a little straightening myself extraordinary and laugh myself to death.
It's a foolish man, this, is he not, George?
Yes, Coney.
Give me a penny in the purse while I live, George.
I belady, Coney, hold thee there.
Well, Charles, you promised to provide for Jasper, and I have laid up for Michael. I pray you, pay Jasper his portion. He's come home, and he shall not consume Michael's stock. He says his master turned him away. But I promise you truly, I think he ran away.
Oh, no, indeed, Mistress Merithought. Though he be a notable gallows, yet I'll assure you his master did turn him away, even in this place. 'Twas a fate within this half hour about his daughter. My husband was by.
Hang him, rogue. Served him well enough. Love his master's daughter. By my troth, Coney, if there were 1,000 boys, I would spoil them all with taking their parts. Let his mother alone with him.
Aye, George, but yet truth is truth.
Where is Jasper? He's welcome, however. Call him in. He shall have his portion. Is he merry?
Foul chive him, he is too merry. Jasper! Michael!
Welcome, Jasper! Though thou runnest away, welcome. God bless thee. 'Tis thy mother's mind thou shouldst receive thy portion. Thou hast been abroad, and I hope hast learned experience enough to govern it. Thou art of sufficient years. Hold thy hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is 10 shillings for thee. Thrust thyself into the world with that, and take some settled course. If fortune cross thee, thou hast a retiring place. Come home to me. I have 20 shillings left. Be a good husband, that is, wear ordinary clothes. Eat of the best meat, drink of the best drink, be merry, and give to the poor. And believe me, thou hast no end of thy goods.
Long may you live, free from all thought of ill, and long have cause to be thus merry still. But, father...
No words, Jasper. Get thee gone. Thou hast my blessing, thy father's spirit upon thee. Farewell, Jasper. But yet, or ere you part, O cruel, kiss me, sweet, mine own dear jewel. So, now be gone. No words.
So, Michael, now get thee gone too.
Yes, forsooth, mother, but I'll have my father's blessing first.
No, Michael, 'tis no matter for his blessing. Thou hast my blessing. Get thee gone. I'll fetch my money and my jewels and follow thee. I'll stay no longer with him, I warrant thee. Truly, Charles, I'll be gone too.
What? Oh, you will not.
Yes, indeed will I.
Well, a hi and a ho and a farewell, Nan. I'll ne'er trust wench more again, if I can.
You shall not think, when all your own's gone, to spend that I have been saving up for Michael.
Oh, farewell, good wife. I expected not. All I have to do in this world is to be merry, which I shall, if the ground be not taken from me. And if it be, when earth and seas from me are reft, the skies aloft for me are left. Ta-dum, da-dum.
I'll be sworn, he's a merry old gentleman for all that. Hark! Hark, husband, hark! Fiddles! Fiddles! Oh, now surely they will go finely. They say 'tis present death for these fiddlers to tune their rebecks before the great Turk's grace. Is it not, George? Oh, but look! Here's a youth dances. Now, good youth, do another turn of the toe. Sweetheart, in faith I'd have Rafe come and do some of his gambles. He'll ride the wild mare, gentlemen. 'Twould do your hearts good to see him. Thank you, kind youth. Pray, bid Rafe come.
Peace, Coney. Sarah, you scurvy boy, bid the players send Rafe. By gods, when they do not, I'll tear some of their periwigs beside their heads. This is all riffraff.
And how faith goes it now, son Humphrey?
Right worshipful, and my beloved friend, and father dear, this matter's at an end.
'Tis well. It should be so. I'm glad the girl is found so tractable.
Oh, nay, she must whirl from hence, and you must wink, for so I say the story tells, tomorrow before day.
George, Dost thou think in thy conscience now 'twill be a match? Tell me but what thou think, sweet rogue. Thou seest the poor gentleman. Dear heart, how it labors and throbs, I warrant you to be at rest. I'll go move the father for't.
No, prithee, sit still, honeysuckle. I'll spoil all. If he deny him, I'll bring half a dozen good fellows myself, and in the shutting of an evening, knocked up and there's an end.
I'll butts thee for that, i' faith, boy. Well, George, well, you've been a wag in your days, I warrant you, but God forgive you, and I do with all my heart.
How was it, son? You told me that tomorrow before daybreak you must convey her hence.
I must, and thus it is agreed. Your daughter rides upon a brown bay steed, I on a sorrel which I bought of Brian, the honest host of the Red Roaring Lion in Waltham Situate. Then if you may consent in seemly sort, lest by delay the fatal sisters come and do the office, and then you'll sing another song.
Alas, why should you be thus full of grief to me, that do as willing as yourself agree to anything, so it be good and fair? Then steal her when you will, if such a pleasure content you both. I'll sleep and never see it to make your joys more full. But tell me why you may not here perform your marriage.
God's blessing of thy soul, old man. If faith thou art loath to part true hearts. A seer has a George, and I'm as glad on't. Well, go thy ways, Humphrey. For a fair-spoken man, I believe thou hast not thy fellow within the walls of London. And I should say the suburbs, too, I should not lie. Why dost not rejoice with me, George?
If I could but see Rafe again, I were as merry as mine host of faith.
Because you seem to ask, I thus declare, oh help me, O Muses nine, your daughter sware a foolish oath, and more it was the pity. Yet no one but myself within this city shall dare to say so, but a bold defiance shall meet him, were he of the noble science. And yet she sware. And yet why did she swear? Truly I cannot tell, unless it were for her own ease. For sure, sometimes an oath being sworn thereafter is like cordial broth. And this it was she swore, never to marry but such a one whose mighty arm could carry, as meaning me, for I am such a one, her bodily away through stick and stone, till both of us arrive at her request, some 10 miles off in the wild Waltham forest.
If this be all, you have no need to fear any denial in your love. Proceed. I'll neither follow nor repent the deed.
Good night. 20 good nights, and 20 more, and 20 more good nights. Oh, that makes 60.
Come, Michael. Oh, art thou not weary, boy?
No, forsooth, mother, not I.
Where be we now, child?
Indeed, forsooth, mother, I cannot tell, unless it be at Mile End. Is not all the world Mile End, mother?
Oh, no, Michael, not all the world. But I can assure thee, boy, Mile End is a goodly matter. Oh, there's been a pitchfield, my child, between the naughty Spaniels and the Englishmen. And the Spaniels ran away, Michael, and the Englishmen followed. My neighbor Coxton was there, boy, and killed them all with a birding piece.
Mother, forsooth.
What says my white child?
Shall not my father go with us too?
No, Michael. Let thy father go schnick up. He shall never come between a pair of sheets with me while he lives. Let thy father stay at home and sing for his supper, boy. Oh, come, child. Sit you down, and I'll show my boy fine knacks indeed. Oh, look here, Michael. Here's a ring, and here's a brooch, and here's a bracelet, and here's 2 rings more, and there's money and gold by the eye, my boy.
Shall I have all this, mother?
Oh, aye, Michael, thou shalt have all, Michael.
How likest thou this, wench?
Cannot tell. I would have Rafe, George. I'll see no more else indeed, Lana, pray ye. Let the youths understand so much by word of mouth. For tell you truly, I'm afraid I'm a boy. Come, George, let's be merry and wise. The child's a fatherless child, and say they should put him into a straight pair of gaskins. 'Twere worse than knock grass, he'd never grow after it.
Oh, here's Rafe, here's Rafe.
How do you do, Rafe? You're welcome, Rafe, as I may say. Oh, it's a good boy. Hold up thy head. Oh, be not afraid. We are thy friends, Rafe. The gentleman will praise thee, Rafe, if thou playest thy part with audacity. Well, begin, Rafe, a God's name.
My trusty squire, unlace my helm. Give me my hat. Where are we? Or what desert may this be?
Mirror of knighthood, this is, as I take it, the perilous Waltham Down, in whose bottom stands the enchanted valley.
Oh, Oh, Michael, we are betrayed, we are betrayed. Here be giants. Fly, boy, fly!
Lace on my helm again. What noise is this? A gentle lady flying the embrace of some uncourteous knight. I will relieve her. Go, squire, and say the knight that wears this pestle in honor of all ladies swears revenge upon that recreant coward that pursues her. Go comfort her and that same gentle squire that bears her company.
I go, brave knight.
My trusty dwarf and friend, reach me my shield and hold it while I swear. First by my knighthood, then by the soul of Artemis de Gaul, my famous ancestor, and by this bright burning pestle, of mine honor the living trophy, and by all respect due to distressed damsels, here I vow never to win the quest of this fair lady and that forsaken squire, till by my valor I gain their liberty.
Heaven bless the knight that thus relieves poor errant gentlewomen.
Aye, merry Rafe, this has some savor in't. I see the proudest of them all offer to carry his books after him. But George, I'll not have him go away so soon. I shall be sick if he go away, that it shall. Call Rafe again, George, call Rafe again. And prithee, sweetheart, let him come and fight before me, and let's have some drums and some trumpets, and let him kill all that comes near him. And thou lovest me, George.
Peace, little bird, he shall kill 'em all, and there were 20 more on 'em than there are.
Now, Fortune, if thou beest not only ill, show me thy better face, and bring about thy desperate will, that I may climb at length and stand. This is our place of meeting, if love have any constancy. O age, where only wealthy men are counted happy, how shall I please thee? How deserve thy smiles when I am only rich in misery? My father's blessing and this little coin is my inheritance, a strong revenue. From the earth thou art, and to the earth I give thee. There, grow and multiply, whilst fresher air breeds me a fresher fortune. How? Illusion? What, hath the devil coined himself before me? 'Tis metal good, it rings well. I am waking, and taking too, I hope. Now God's dear blessing upon his heart that left it here. 'Tis mine. These pearls, I take it, were not left for swine.
I do not like that this unthrifty youth should embezzle away the money. The poor gentlewoman, his mother, will have a heavy heart for it, God knows.
Reason good, sweetheart.
Oh, well, let him go. I'll tell Rafe a tale's in's ear shall fetch him again with a wanion, I warned him, if he be above ground. And besides, George, here are a number of sufficient gentlemen can witness, and myself and yourself and the musicians, if we be called in question. But here comes Rafe, George. Thou shalt hear him speak as he were an emperor.
Comes not Sir Squire again?
Right courteous knight, your squire doth come, and with him comes a lady. For and the squire of damsels, as I take it.
Madam, if any service or devoir of a poor errant knight may right your wrongs, command it. I am pressed to give you succor, for to that holy end I bear my armor.
Alas, sir, I am a poor gentlewoman, and I've lost all my money in this forest.
Desert, you would say, lady, and not lost whilst I have sword and lance. Dry up your tears, which ill befit the beauty of that face, and tell the story, if I may request it, of your disastrous fortune.
Out, alas! I left £1,000, £1,000, e'en all the money I had laid up for this youth. Upon the sight of your mastership you look so grim, and as I may say it, saving your presence, more like a giant than a mortal man.
I am as you are, lady, and so are they, all mortal. But why weeps this gentle squire?
Has he not cause to weep, do you think, when he has lost all his inheritance?
Young hope of valor, weep not. I am here that will confound thy foe, and pay it dear upon his coward head that dares deny distressed squires and ladies equity. I have but one horse, on which shall ride this fair lady behind me, and before this courteous squire. Fortune will give us more upon our next adventure. Fairly speed, beside us squire and dwarf to do us need.
Did I not tell you, Nell, what your man would do? But a faith in my body, wench, for clean action and good delivery, they may all cast their caps at him.
And so they may have faith, for I dare to speak it boldly. The 12 companies of London cannot match him timber for timber. Well, George, and he be not inveigled by some of these paltry players, I have much marvel. But, George, we done our part, so the boy have any grace to be thankful.
Yes, warn't thee, duckling?
Good Mistress Luce, however I in fault am for your lame horse, you're welcome unto Waltham. But which way now to go, or what to say, I know not truly till it be broad day.
Oh, fear not, Master Humphrey. I am guide for this place. Good enough.
Ooh, then up and ride, or if it please you walk for your repose, or sit, or if you will go pluck a rose, either of which shall be indifferent to your good friend Anne Humphrey, whose consent is so entangled ever to your will, as the poor harmless horses to the mill.
Faith, and you say the word, we'll e'en sit down and take a nap.
'Tis better in the town, where we may nap together. Oh, for believe me, to sleep without a snatch would mickle grieve me.
You're merry, Master Humphrey.
So I am, and have been ever merry from my dam.
Your nurse had the less labor.
Faith it may be, unless it were by chance I did bewray me.
Luce! Dear friend Luce!
Here, Jasper.
You are mine.
If it be so, my friend, you use me fine. What do you think I am?
An arrant noddy.
Oh, word of obloquy! Now, by God's body, I'll tell thy master, for I know thee well.
Nay, and you be so forward for to tell. Take that, and that, and tell him, sir, I gave it, and say I paid you well.
Oh, sir, I have it, and do confess the payment. Pray be quiet.
Go get you to your nightcap and the diet to cure your beaten bones.
Alas, poor Humphrey. Get thee some wholesome broth with sage and comfrey, a little oil of roses and a feather to anoint thy back withal. Farewell, my pretty nymph. I am very sorry I cannot bear thee company.
Farewell. The devil's dam was ne'er so banged in hell.
This young Jasper'll prove me another thing of my conscience, and he may be suffered. George! Dost not see, George, how swaggers and flies at the very heads of folks as he were a dragon? Well, if I do not his lesson for wronging the poor gentleman, I'm no true woman. His friends that brought him up might have been better occupied a whist and had taught him these vagaries. He's in on the highway to the gallows, God bless him.
You're too bitter, Coney. The young man may do well enough for all this.
Come hither, Master Humphrey. Has it hurt you? No, but shrew his fingers for't. Here, sweetheart, here's some green ginger for thee. Now, but shrew my heart, but has a peppernolan's head as big as a pullet's egg. Alas, sweet lamb, how thy temples beat. Take the piece on him, sweetheart! Take the piece on him!
No, you talk like a foolish woman. I'll have Rafe come out and fight with him and swinge him up well favoredly. Sarah, boy, come hither. Let Rafe come in and fight with Jasper.
Aye, and beat him well. He's an unhappy boy.
Sir, you must pardon us. The plot of our play lies contrary, and 'twill hazard the spoiling of our play.
Plot me no plots. I'll have Rafe come out or I'll make your house too hot for you, else.
Why, sir, he shall. But if anything fall out of order, the gentleman must pardon us.
Go your ways, Goodman boy. I'll hold him a penny. He'll have his belly full of fighting now. Ho, here comes Rafe. No more.
What knight is that? Go, squire, and ask him if he keep the passage bound by love of lady fair, or else but prickant.
Sir, I am no knight, but a poor gentleman, that this same knight had stolen from me on yonder green my lovely wife, and suffered to be seen yet extant on my shoulders such a greeting, that whilst I live I shall think of that meeting.
Aye, Rafe, he beat him unmercifully, Rafe, and thou sparest him, Rafe, or would thou wert hanged.
No more, wife, no more.
Where is the caitiff wretch hath done this deed? Lady, your pardon, that I may proceed upon the quest of this injurious knight. And thou, fair squire, repute me not the worse in leaving of the great venture of the purse and rich casket, till some better leisure.
Well, here comes the broker hath purloined my treasure.
Go, dwarf, and tell him I am here, an errant knight-at-arms, to crave delivery of that fair lady to her own knight's arms. And if he deny, bid him take choice of ground, and so defy him.
From a knight that bears the golden pestle, I defy thee, knight, unless thou make fair restitution of that bright lady.
Tell the knight that sent thee he is an ass, and I will keep the wench and knock his headpiece.
Knight, thou art but dead if thy recall not thy uncourteous terms.
Come, knight, I am ready for you. Now your pestle shall try what temper, sir, your mortars of. With that ye gave the knight of the calfskin such a knock.
Nay, and my leg be down so soon, though I could scarcely go, I needs must run.
Run, Rafe, run for the life, boy! Jasper comes! Jasper comes!
Come, loose. We must have other arms for you. Humphrey and Golden Pestle, both adieu!
Sure, the devil, God blesses us in this springald. Why, George, didst ever see such a fire drake? I'm afraid my boy's miscarried. But if he be, though he were Master Marathon's son 1,000 times, if there be any law in England, I'll make some of 'em smart for it.
No, I found out the matter, sweetheart. As sure as we're here, he is enchanted. He could no more have stood in Rafe's hands than I can in my Lord Mayor's. I'll have a ring to discover all enchantments, and Rafe shall beat him yet. Be no more vexed, for it shall be so.
Oh, husband, here's Rafe again. Stay, Rafe, again, let me speak with thee. How dost thou, Rafe? Art thou not shrewdly hurt? The foul great lunges laid unmercifully on thee. There's some sugar candy for thee. Proceed, thou shalt have another bout with him.
If Rafe had him at the fencing school, if you didn't make a puppy of him and drive him up and down the school, he should ne'er come in my shop more.
Oh, truly, Master Knight of the Burning Pestle, I'm weary.
Indeed, la, mother, and I'm very hungry.
Take comfort, gentle dame, and your fair squire, for in this desert there must needs be placed many strong castles held by courteous knights. And till I bring you safe to one of those, I swear by this my order, ne'er to leave you.
Well said, Rafe. George, Rafe was ever comfortable, was he not?
Yes, Duck.
I shall ne'er forget him. When we lost our child, you know, it was straight alone, almost to Puddle Wharf. The criers were abroad for it. There it would have drowned itself but for a sculler. Rafe was the most comfortablest to me. Peace, mistress, says he. Let it go. I'll get you another as good. Did he not, George? Did he not say so?
Yes, indeed, did he, Mouse.
I would we had a mess of pottage and a pot of drink, squire, and we're going to bed.
Why, we're at Waltham Town's End, and that's the Bell Inn.
Take courage, valiant knight, damsel, and squire. Well, I have discovered not a stone's cast off an ancient castle held by the old knight of the most holy order of the Bell, who gives to all knights errant entertain. There is plenty of food, and all prepared by the white hands of his own lady dear. He hath 3 squires that welcome all his guests. The first hight Chamberlain, who will see our beds prepared and bring us snowy sheets. The second hight Tapster, who will see our pots full filled and no froth therein. The third, a gentle squire, Ostler hight, who will our palfreys slick with wisps of straw, and in the manger put them oats enough, and never grease their teeth with candle snuff.
That same dwarf's a pretty boy, but the squire's a groutinal.
Knock, squire, upon the gates with stately lance.
Who's there? Oh, you're welcome, gentlemen. Will you see a room?
Right courteous and valiant knight of the Burning Pestle, this is Squire Tapsterow.
Fair Squire Tapsterow, I, a wandering knight, height of the Burning Pestle, in the quest of this fair lady's wrought purse and casket, losing myself in this vast wilderness, am to this castle well by fortune brought, where hearing of the goodly entertain your knight of holy order of the Bell gives to all damsels and all errant knights, I thought to knock, and now am bold to enter.
Oh, and please you see a chamber. You are very welcome, gentlemen.
George, I would have something done, and I cannot tell what it is.
What is it, Nell?
Why, George, shall Rafe beat nobody again? Prithee, sweetheart, let him.
So he shall, Nell, and if I join with him, we'll knock 'em all.
Oh, George, here's Master Humphrey again now that lost Mistress Luce, and Mistress Luce's father. Master Humphrey'll do somebody's errand, I'll warrant him.
Father, it's true in arms I ne'er shall clasp her, for she is stolen away by your man Jasper.
I thought he would tell him.
Unhappy that I am to lose my child. Now I begin to think on Jasper's words, who oft hath urged to me thy foolishness. Why didst thou let her go? Thou lovest her not that would bring home thy life and not bring her.
Father, forgive me. Shall I tell you true? Look on my shoulders, they are black and blue. Whilst to and fro Luce and I were winding, he came and basted me with a hedge binding.
Get men and horses straight. We will be there within this hour. You know the place again?
I know the place where he my loins did swaddle. I'll get 6 horses and to each a saddle.
Meantime, I will go talk with Jasper's father.
George, What wilt thou lay with me now that Master Humphrey has not Mistress Luce yet? Speak, George, what wilt thou lay with me?
Oh, Nella Warranty, Jasper's at puckerage with her by this.
Nay, George, you must consider Mistress Luce's feet are tender, and besides 'tis dark, and I promise you truly, I do not see how we should get out of Waltham Forest with her yet.
Nay, Coney, what wilt thou lay with me that Rafe has her not yet?
I will not lay against Rafe, honey, because I've not spoken with him. Oh, but look, George, peace. Here comes the merry old gentleman again.
When it was come to dark midnight, and all were fast asleep, in came Margaret, grimly ghost, and stood at William's feet. I have money and meat and drink beforehand till tomorrow at noon. Why should I be sad? Well, methinks I have half a dozen jovial spirits within me, but I'm 3 merry men and 3 merry men. To what end should any man be sad in this world? Give me a man that when he goes to hanging cried, Troll, troll, troll the bolt to me, and I will troll the same again to thee. And a woman that will sing a catch in her travail. I have seen a man come by my door with a serious face, in a black cloak, without a hatband, carrying his head as if he looked for pins in the street. I have looked out of my window a half a year after, and have spied that man's head upon London Bridge. 'Tis vile. Never trust a tailor that does not sing at his work. His mind is of nothing but filching.
Mark this, George, 'tis worth noting. Godfrey, my tailor, you know, never sings, and he had 14 yards to make this gown. I'll be sworn Mistress Pennistone, the draper's wife, had one made with 12.
'Tis mirth that fills the veins with blood, more than wine or sleep or food. Let each man keep his heart at ease. No man has died of that disease. He that would his body keep from disease must not weep, but whosoever laughs and sings, never he his body brings into fevers, gouts, or rheums, or lingeringly his lungs consumes, or meets with aches in the bone, or cataracts, or griping stones, but contented lives for aye. The more he laugh, the more he may.
Look, George, how sayest thou by this, George? Is not a fine old man? Now God's blessing of thy sweet lips. When wilt thou be so merry, George? Faith, thou art the frowningest little thing when thou art angry in a country.
Peace, Coney, thou shalt see him taken down too, I warrant thee. Oh, here's Luce's father come now.
As you came from Walsingham, from that holy land, I met you not with my true love, by the way as you came.
Oh, Master Merrythought, my daughter's gone. This mirth becomes you not. My daughter's gone.
Why, and if she be, what care I? Or let her come, or go, or tarry.
Mock not my misery. It is your son, whom I have made mine own when all forsook him, has stolen my only joy, my child, away.
He sat her on a milk-white steed, and himself upon a grey. He never turned his head again, but he bore her quite away.
Unworthy of the kindness I have shown to thee and thine. Too late I well perceive thou art consenting to my daughter's loss.
Your daughter? What stirs here with your daughter? Let her go. Think no more on her, but sing loud. Why, if both my sons were on the gallows, I would sing.
Oh, might I behold her once again, and she once more embrace her aged sire.
Fie, how scurvily this goes. And she once more embrace her aged sire. You'll make a dog on her, will ye? She cares much for her aged sire, I warrant you. She cares not for her daddy, no, she cares not for her mammy, for she is, my Lord of Lowgrave's lassie.
For this scorn I will pursue that son of thine to death.
Do, and when you have killed him, give him flowers and now, Palmer, give him flowers and now, give him red, white, blue, green, and yellow.
I'll fetch my daughter.
I'll hear no more of your daughter, it spoils my mirth.
I say I'll fetch my daughter.
Was never man for lady's sake, tormented as I poor Sir Guy, for Lucy's sake, that lady bright, as ever man beheld with eye.
I'll be revenged, by heaven!
How dost thou like this, George?
Why, this is well, Coney, but if Rafe were hot once, thou should see more.
the fiddlers go again, husband.
Aye, Nell. But this is scurvy music. I gave the horse and gallows money, and I think he's not got me the weights of Southwark. If I hear him not anon, I'll twinge him by the ears. You musicians, play Ballou!
No good, George. Let's have lacrimé.
Why, this is it, Coney.
Oh, it's all the better, George. Now, sweet lamb, what story is that painted upon the cloth? The Confutation of St. Paul?
No, lamb, that's Rafe and Lucrece.
Rafe and Lucrece? Which Rafe? Our Rafe?
No, mouse, that was a Tartarian.
A Tartarian? Well, I would the fiddlers had done that we might see our Rafe again.
Come, my dear, dear. Though we have lost our way, we have not lost ourselves. Are you not weary with this night's wandering, broken from your rest, and frighted with the terror that attends the darkness of this wild, unpeopled place?
No, my best friend. I cannot either fear nor entertain a weary thought, whilst you, the end of all my full desires, stand by me. Let them that lose their hopes and love to languish amongst the number of forsaken lovers tell the long-wearied steps in numbered time, start at a shadow, shrink up their blood, whilst I, possessed with all content and quiet, thus take my pretty love, and thus embrace him.
You have got me, Luce. So fast that whilst I live I shall become your faithful prisoner, and wear these chains forever. Come, sit down and rest your body, too delicate for these disturbances. So, will you sleep? Come, do not be more able than you are. I know you are not skillful in these watches, for women are no soldiers. Be not nice, but take it. Sleep, I say.
Oh, I cannot sleep. Indeed, I cannot, friend.
Why, then we'll sing, and try how that will work upon our senses.
I'll sing or say or anything but sleep.
Come, little mermaid, and rob me of my heart with that enchanting voice.
Oh, you mock me, Jasper.
Tell me, dearest, what is love?
'Tis a lightning from above, 'tis an arrow, 'tis a fire,
'tis a boy they call desire,
'tis a smile doth beguile
the poor hearts of men that prove. Tell me more, are women true?
Some love change, and so do you.
Are they fair and never kind?
Yes, when men turn with the wind.
Are they forward?
Ever toward those that love to love anew.
Dissemble it no more. I see the god of heavy sleep lay on his heavy mace upon your eyelids.
I am very heavy.
Sleep. Sleep. And quiet rest crown thy sweet thoughts. Keep from her fair blood distempers, startings, horrors, and fearful shapes. Let all her dreams be joys and chaste delights, embraces, wishes, and such new pleasures as the ravished soul gives to the senses. So, my charms have took. Keep her, you powers divine, whilst I contemplate upon the wealth and beauty of her mind. She is only fair and constant, only kind, and only to thee, Jasper. Oh, my joys, whither will you transport me? Let not fullness of my poor buried hopes come up together and overcharge my spirits. I am weak. Some say, however ill, the sea and women are governed by the moon, both ebb and flow, both full of changes. Yet to them that know and truly judge, these but opinions are, and heresies I dare not entertain, having a love without the faults of women, and greater in her perfect goods than men. Which, to make good, and please myself the stronger, though certainly I am certain of her love, I'll try her, that the world and memory may sing to after times her constancy. Luce, awake.
Why do you fright me, friend, with those distempered looks? What makes your sword drawn in your hand? Why, who hath offended you? I prithee, Jasper, sleep. Thou art wild with watching.
Come, make your way to heaven, and bid the world, with all the villainies that stick upon it, farewell, you're for another life.
Oh, Jasper, how have my tender years committed evil, especially against the man I love, thus to be cropped untimely?
Foolish girl! Canst thou imagine I could love his daughter that flung me from my fortune into nothing, discharged me his service, shut the doors upon my poverty, and scorned my prayers, sending me like a boat without a mast to sink or swim? Come, by this hand you die. I must have life and blood to satisfy your father's wrongs.
Away, George, away. Raise the watch at Ludgate and bring a mitness from the justice for this desperate villain. Now, I pray you, gentlemen, see the king's peace kept. Oh, my heart, what a varlet sister offer manslaughter upon the harmless gentlewoman.
Warrant thee, sweetheart, we'll have him hampered.
Oh, Jasper, be not cruel. If thou wilt kill me, smile, do it quickly, and let not many deaths appear before me. I am a woman made of fear and love, a weak, weak woman. Kill not with thine eyes. They shoot me through and through. Strike. I am ready, and dying still I love thee.
Whereabout?
No more of this, now to myself again.
There he stands with sword like martial knight drawn in his hand.
Blockhead!
Oh, therefore beware the fight, you that be wise. For were I good Sir Beavis, I would not stay his coming by your leavers.
Sirrah, restore my daughter!
Sirrah? No.
Upon him, then!
So, down with him, down with him, down with him! Cut him in the legs, boys! Cut him in the legs!
Come your ways, minion. I'll provide a cage for you. You're grown so tame. Horse her away!
Truly, I'm glad your forces have the day.
They are gone, and I am hurt. My love is lost, never to get again. Oh, me unhappy, bleed, bleed, and die. I cannot. Oh, my folly, thou hast betrayed me. Hope, where art thou fled? Tell me, if thou beest anywhere remaining, shall I but see my love again? Oh, no, she will not deign to look upon her butcher, nor is it fit she should. Yet I must venture. O chance, or fortune, or whate'er thou art, that men adore for powerful, hear my cry, and let me loving live, or losing die.
Is he gone, George?
Aye, Coney.
Marry and let him go, sweetheart. By the faith of my body has put me in such a fright that it tremble, as they say, as 'twere an aspen leaf. Look at my little finger, George, how it shakes. Now, in truth, every member of my body is the worse for it.
Come, hug him in arms, sweet mouse. He shall not fright thee any more. Alas, mine own dear heart, how it quivers.
Oh, Rafe! How dost thou, Rafe? How hast thou slept tonight? Has the night used thee well?
Peace, Nell, let Rafe alone.
Master, the reckoning is not paid.
Right courteous knight, who for the order's sake which thou hast ta'en, hangst out the holy bell, as I this flaming pestle bear about, we render thanks to your puissant self, your beauteous lady, and your gentle squires, for thus refreshing of our wearied limbs, stiffen through hard achievements in wild desert.
Sir, there are 12 shillings to pay.
Thou merry Squire Tapstero, thanks to thee for comforting of our souls with double jug. And if adventurous fortune prick thee forth, thou jovial squire, to follow feats of arms, take heed thou tender every lady's cause, every true knight, and every damsel fair. But spill the blood of treacherous Saracens and false enchanters that have with magic spells done to death full many a noble knight.
Ho, ho, ho! Oh, thou valiant knight of the Burning Pestle, give ear to me. There is 12 shillings to pay, and as I'm a true knight, I will not bate a penny.
George, I prithee tell me, must Rafe pay 12 shillings now?
No, Nell, no. Nothing but the old knights merry with Rafe.
Oh, it's nothing else. Rafe will be as merry as he.
Sir Knight, this mirth of yours becomes you well. But to requite this liberal courtesy, if any of your squires will follow arms, he shall receive from my heroic hand a knighthood by virtue of this pestle.
A fair knight, I thank you for your noble offer. Therefore, gentle knight, 12 shillings you must pay, or I must cap you!
Look, George, did I not tell thee as much? The Knight of the Bell is in earnest. Rafe shall not be beholding to him. Give him his money, George, and let him go schnick up.
Cap Rafe! No, hold your hand, Sir Knight of the Bell. There's your money. Have you anything to say to Rafe now? Cap Rafe.
I would you should know it. Rafe has friends that'll not suffer him to be capped for 10 times so much, and 10 times to the end of that. Now, take thy course, Rafe.
Come, Michael, thou and I will go home to thy father. He hath enough left to keep us a day or two, and we'll set fellows abroad to cry our purse in our casket, shall we, Michael?
Aye, I pray, mother. In truth, my feet are full of chilblains with traveling.
Faith, and those chilblains are a foul trouble. Mistress Merithought, when your youth comes home, let him rub all the soles of his feet and his heels and his ankles with a mouse skin. Or, if none of your people can catch a mouse, when he goes to bed, let him roll his feet in the warm embers, and I warrant you, he shall be well. And you may make him put his fingers between his toes and smell to them. It's very sovereign for his head if he be costive.
Oh, truly, Master Knight of the Burning Pestle, my son Michael and I bid you farewell. Oh, I thank your worship heartily for your kindness.
Farewell, fair lady, and your tender squire. If pricking through these deserts I do hear of any treacherous knight who through his guile hath light upon your purse and casket, I will despoil him of them and restore them.
I thank your worship heartily. Come on.
Dwarf, bear my shield. Squire, elevate my lance. And now farewell, you Knight of Holy Bell.
Aye, aye, Rafe, all's paid.
And yet before I go, speak, worthy knight, if aught you do of sad adventures know, where errant knight may through his prowess win eternal fame, and free some gentle souls from endless bonds of steel and lingering pain.
Shut up. Go you to Nick the barber and bid him prepare himself as I told you before. Quickly!
I am gone, sir.
Sir Knight, this wilderness affordeth none but the great venture, where full many a knight hath tried his prowess and come off with shame, and where I would not have you lose your life against no man, but furious fiend of hell.
Speak on, Sir Knight. Tell what he is and where. For here I vow upon my blazing badge, never to blaze a day in quietness, but bread and water will I only eat, and the green herb and rock shall be my couch, till I have quelled that man, or beast, or fiend, that works such damage to all errant knights.
Not far from hence, near to a craggy cliff, at the north end of this distressed town, there doth stand a lowly house, ruggedly builded, and in it a cave, in which an ugly giant now doth wone, ycleped Barber O-so. In his hand he shakes a naked lance of purest steel, and with his sleeves turned up, and him before he wears a motley garment to preserve his clothes from blood of those knights which he massacres, and ladies gent. Without his door doth hang a copper basin on a prick and spear, at which no sinner gentle knights can knock, but the shrill sound fierce Barbarossa hears, and rushing forth brings in the errant knight, and sets him down in an enchanted chair. Then with an engine which he hath prepared, with 40 teeth he doth claw his courtly crown. Next makes him wink,
and underneath his chin plants a brazen piece of mighty board, and knocks his bullets round about his cheeks. Whilst with his fingers and an instrument with which he snaps his hair off, he doth fill the wretch's ears with the most hideous noise. Chink, 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 chink. Brrr! Thus every night adventurer he doth trim. Now no creature dares encounter him.
In God's name I will fight with him. Kind sir, go but before me to this dismal cave where this huge monster Barbarossa dwells. And by that virtue that brave Rossaclear, that damned brood of giants slew, and Palmer and Fanarco overthrew, I doubt not but to quell this traitor foul, and to the devil send his guilty soul.
Brave spirited knight! Thus far I will perform this your request. I'll bring you within sight of this most loathsome place. But do not stay, for his main force swoops all he sees away.
St. George, set on before! March, squire and page!
George, dost thou think Rafe will confound the giant?
To hold my cap to a farthing he does. Why, Nell, I saw him wrestle with the great Dutchman and hurl him.
Faith, and that Dutchman was a goodly man, if all things be answerable to his bigness. But of all the sights that ever were in London since I was married, methinks a little child that was so fair grown about the members was the prettiest. That and the hermaphrodite.
Nay, by your leave, Nell, Nineveh was better.
Nineveh? Oh, that was the story of Joan and the Wall, was it not, George?
Yes, lamb.
Look, George, here comes Mistress Marathon again, and I would have Rafe come and fight with the giant. I tell you truly, I long to see it.
Good Mistress Merrythought, begone, I pray you for my sake. I pray you forbear a little. You shall have audience presently. I have a little business.
Mistress Marathought, if it please you to refrain your passion a little till Rafe have dispatched the giant out of the way, we shall think ourselves much bound to you. I thank you, good Mistress Marathought.
Boy, come hither. Send away Rafe and this whoreson giant quickly.
In good faith, sir, we cannot. You'll utterly spoil our play and make it to be hissed. And it cost money. You will not suffer us to go on with our plot. I pray you, gentlemen, rule him.
Let him come now and dispatch this, and I'll trouble you no more.
Will you, give me your hand of that?
Give him thy hand, George, do, and I'll kiss him. I warrant thee the youth means plainly.
I'll send him to you presently.
I thank you, little youth. Oh, faith, the child hath a sweet breath, George, but I think it be troubled with worms. Cargus Benedictus and mare's milk were the only thing in the world for it. Oh, Rafe's here, George. God send thee good luck, Rafe.
Puissant knight, yonder his mansion is. Lo, where the spear and copper basin are. Oh, behold that string on which hangs many a tooth drawn from the gentle jaw of wandering knights. I dare not state a sound. He will appear.
Oh, faint not, heart. Susan, my lady dear, the cobbler's maid in Milk Street, for whose sake I take these arms. Oh, let the thought of thee carry thy knight through all adventurous deeds, and in the honor of thy beauteous self, may I destroy this monster, Barbarossa. Knock, squire, upon the basin till it break with the shrill strokes, or till the giant speak.
What fond, unknowing wight is this that dares so rudely knock at Barbarossa's cell, where no man comes but leaves his fleece behind?
I, traitorous caitiff, who am sent by fate to punish all the sad enormities thou hast committed against ladies, gent, and errant knights. Traitor to God and man, prepare thyself, for this is the dismal hour appointed for thee to give strict account of all thy beastly, treacherous villainies.
Foolhardy knight, full soon thou shalt abide this fond reproach. Thy body will I bang, and lo, upon that string thy teeth shall hang. Prepare thyself, for dead soon shalt thou be.
St. George for me!
Gargantua for me!
To him, Rafe! To him, Rafe! Hold up the giant! Send out that leg before Rafe! Bear it off! Bear it off! Oh! Rafe's down! Rafe's down!
Fetch him o'er the hip, boy!
Susan, inspire me now. Have up again.
Up, Rafe. So to him, Rafe. Down with him. There, boy. Now kill.
No, Rafe, get all out of him first.
Presumptuous man, see to what desperate end thy treachery hath brought thee. The just gods who never prosper those who do despise them, for all the villainies which thou hast done to all knights and ladies, now have paid thee home by my stiff arm, a knight adventurous. But say, vile wretch, before I send thy soul to sad Avernus, whither it must go, what captives hold'st thou in thy sable cave?
Go in and free them all. Thou hast the day.
Go, squire and dwarf, search in this dreadful cave and free the wretched prisoners from their bonds.
I crave for mercy as thou art knight, and scorns to spill the blood of those that beg.
Thou show'st no mercy, nor shalt thou have any. Prepare thyself, for thou shalt surely die.
Behold, brave knight, here is one prisoner whom this vile man hath used, as you see.
This is the first wise word that I heard the squire speak.
Speak what thou art, and how thou hast been used, that I may give him condign punishment.
I am a knight that took my journey post-northward from London, and in courteous wise this giant trained me to his loathsome den under pretense of killing of the itch. And o'er my body with a powder strewed that smarts and stings, and cut away my beard and my curled locks, wherein were ribbons tied, and with a water washed my tender eyes, whilst up and down about me still he skipped, whose virtue is that till my eyes be wiped with a dry cloth, for this my foul disgrace, I dare not look a dog in the face.
Alas, poor knight. Relieve him, Rafe. Relieve poor knights whilst you live.
My trusty squire, convey him to the town where he may find relief. Adieu, fair knight.
Puissant knight of Burning Pestle height, see here another wretch whom this foul beast hath scotched and scored in this inhuman wise.
Speak me thy name, and eke thy place of birth, and what hath been thy usage in this cave?
I am a knight. Sir Puckhole is my name, and by my birth I am a Londoner. Free by my copy, but my ancestors were Frenchmen all. And riding hard this way upon a trotting horse, my bones did ache, and I, faint knight, to ease my weary limbs, light at this cave, when straight this furious fiend, with sharpest instrument of purest steel, did cut the gristle of my nose away, and in the place this velvet plaster stands. Relieve me, gentle knight, out of his hands.
Good Rafe, relieve Sir Puckle and send him away, for in truth his breath stinks.
Convey him straight after the other knight. Sir Puckle, fare you well.
Kind sir, good night.
What a woeful cry is there. I think some woman lies in.
What ghastly noise is this? Speak, Barbarosso, or by this blazing steel thy head goes off.
Prisoners of mine whom I in diet keep, send lower down into the cave, and in a tub that's heated smoking hot, there may they find them and deliver them.
Run, squire and dwarf, deliver them with speed.
But will not Rafe kill this giant? Surely I'm afraid if he let him go, he'll do as much hurt as ever he did.
Not so neither, Mouse, if he could convert him.
Aye, George, if he could convert him. But a giant is not so soon converted as one of us ordinary people.
Peace, Nell, here comes the prisoners.
Here be these pined wretches, manful knight, that for 6 weeks have not seen a wight.
Deliver us what you are, and how you came to this sad cave, and what your usage was.
I am an errant knight that followed arms with spear and shield, and in my tender years I stricken was with Cupid's fiery shaft, and fell in love with this my lady dear, and stole her from her friends in Turnbull Street, and bore her up and down from town to town, where we did eat and drink and music hear, till at the length at this unhappy town we did arrive, and coming to this cave, this beast us caught and put us in a tub, where we this 2 months sweat, and would have done another month if you had not relieved us.
This bread and water hath our diet been, together with a rib cut from a neck of burned mutton. Hard has been our fare. Release us from this ugly giant's snare.
This hath been all the food we have received, but only once a day for novelty. He gave a spoonful of this hearty broth to each of us through this same slender quill.
From this infernal monster you shall go, that useth knights and gentle ladies so. Convey them hence.
Coney, I can tell thee the gentleman like Rafe.
Aye, George, I see it well enough. Gentlemen, I thank you all heartily for gracing my man Rafe, and I promise you shall see him oftener.
Mercy, great knight. I do recant my ill, and henceforth never gentle blood will spill.
I give thee mercy, but yet thou shalt swear upon my burning pestle to perform thy promised utterance.
I swear and kiss.
Depart then and amend. Come, squire and dwarf, the sun grows toward his set, and we have many more adventures yet.
Now, Rafe's in this humor, I know he would have beaten all the boys in the house if they'd been set on him.
Aye, George, but it is well as it is. I warrant you, the gentlemen do consider what it is to overthrow a giant. Oh, look, George! Here comes Mistress Merithought and her son Michael. Now you're welcome, Mistress Merithought. Now Rafe has done, you may go on.
Mick, my boy.
Aye, forsooth, mother.
Oh, be merry, Mick. We are at home now. Where I warrant you, you shall find the house flung out of the windows. Hark! Hey, dogs! Hey! Oh, 'tis the old world to favor my husband. If I get in amongst them, I'll play them such a lesson that they shall have little list to come scraping hither again. Husband! Charles Merithought.
If you will sing and dance and laugh and halloo and laugh again and then cry, "There, boys, there," why then, 1, 2, 3, and 4, we shall be merry within this hour.
Why, Charles, do you not know your own natural wife? I say open the door and turn me out those mangy companions. Oh! 'Tis more than time that they were fellow and fellow-like with you. You are a gentleman, Charles, and an old man and father of 2 children.
Go from my window, love, go. Go from my window, my dear. The wind and the rain will drive you back again. You cannot be lodged here. Hark you, Mistress Merithought! You that walk upon adventures and forsake your husband because he sings, with never a penny in his purse. What? Shall I think myself the worse? Faith, no. I'll be merry. Oop, you come not here. Here's none but lads of metal, lives of 100 years and upwards. Care never drunk their bloods, nor want made them warble. Hi-ho, my heart is a heavy.
Why, Master Merithought, what am I that you should laugh me to scorn thus abruptly? Am I not your fellow feeler, as we may say, in all our miseries? Your comforter in health and sickness? Have I not brought you children? And are they not like you? Look on thine own image, hard-hearted man. Oh, and yet for all things...
Begone, my juggy, my puggy. Begone, my love, my dear. The weather is warm, 'twill do thee no harm. Thou canst not be lodged here. Be merry, boys, some light music and more wine.
He's not in earnest, I hope, George, is he?
What if he be, sweetheart?
Marry, if he be, George, I'll make bold to tell him he's an ingrate old man to use his bedfellows so scurvily.
What? How does he use her, honey?
Mary, come up, Sir Saucebox. I think you'll take his part, will you not? Lord, how hot you've grown. You're a fine man, and you had a fine dog. It becomes you sweetly.
Hey, prithee, Nell, chide not, for as I'm an honest man and a true Christian grocer, I like not his doings.
I cry you mercy then, George. You know we're all frail and full of infirmities. Do you hear, Master Merithought? Woo-hoo! May I crave a word with you?
Strike up lively, lads!
I had not thought in truth, Master Merithought, that a man of your age and discretion, as I may say, being a gentleman, and therefore known by your gentle conditions, could have used so little respect to the staff of your age, your yoke fellow, with whose help you draw through the mire of this transitory world. Nay, she's your own rib, and again...
I come not hither for thee to teach. I have no pulpit for thee to preach. I wouldst thou hadst kissed me under the breech, as thou art a lady gay.
Marry with a vengeance! I'm hardly sorry for the poor gentlewoman, but if I were thy wife, her face, grey beard, her
Prithee,
face...
sweet honeysuckle, be content.
Give me such words, and I'm a gentlewoman born. Hang him, hoary rascal. Get me some drink, George. I'm almost molten with fretting. Now beshrew his knave's heart for't.
Play me a light Lavolta. Come, be frolic. Fill the good fellow's wine.
Why, Master Merithought, are you disposed to make me wait here? You'll open, I hope. I'll fetch them that shall open else.
Good woman, if you will sing, I'll give you something. If not, you are no love for me, my Margaret. I am no love for you. Ha ha! Come aloft, boys. Aloft!
Now a churl's fart in your teeth, sir. Come, Mick. I shall not ding us in the teeth with his bread and his broth that he shall not. Come, boy, I'll provide for thee, I warrant thee. We'll go to Master Venturewells, the merchant. I'll get his letter to mine host of the Bell in Waltham. There I'll place thee with a tapster. Will not that do well for thee, Mick? And let me alone for that old cuckoldly knave, your father. I'll use him in his kind, I warrant thee.
Come, George. Where's the beer?
Here, love.
This old fornicating fellow not out of my mind yet. Oh, gentlemen, I begin to yawl, and I desire more of your acquaintance with all my heart. Fill the gentleman some beer, George. Look, George. The boys dance again. Methinks he looks a little like the Prince of Orange in his long stocking if he had a little harness about his neck. Look how a capers, sweetheart. I would they would dance fading. Fading's a fine jig, I'll assure you, gentlemen. Do a deep bow and then tumble. Cannot you tumble, youth?
No, indeed, forsooth.
Nor eat fire?
Neither.
Oh. Why, then I thank you heartily, and there's tuppence to buy you points withal.
There, boy, deliver this, but do it well. Hast thou provided me 4 lusty fellows able to carry me, and art thou perfect in all thy business?
Sir, you need not fear. I have my lesson here and cannot miss it. The men are ready for you, and what else pertains to this employment?
There, my boy, take it, but buy no land.
Faith, sir, 'twere rare to see so young a purchaser. I fly, and on my wings carry your destiny.
Go and be happy. Now my latest hope, forsake me not, but fling thy anchor out and let it hold. Stand fixed, thou rolling stone, till I enjoy my dearest. Hear me, all you powers that rule in men, celestial.
Well, go thy ways. Thou art as crooked a sprig as ever grow in London. I warrant him, he'll come to some naughty end or other, for his looks say no less. Besides, his father, you know, George, is none of the best. You heard him take me up like a flirt gill and sing bawdy songs upon me. But if I live, if faith, George...
Let me alone, sweetheart. I have a trick in my head shall lodge him in prison for 1 year and make him sing Pate Chavi ere I leave him. And he shall never know who hurt him, neither.
Do, my good George, do.
What shall we have Rafe do now, boy?
You shall have what you will, sir.
Why so, sir? Go and fetch me him then, and let the Sophie of Persia come and christen him a child.
Believe me, sir, that will not do so well. 'Tis stale. It has been had before at the Red Bull.
George, let Rafe travel over great hills, and let him be very weary, and come to the King of Cracovia's house, all covered with black velvet. And there, let the king's daughter stand in her window, all in beaten gold, combing her golden hair with a comb of ivory, and let her spy Rafe, and fall in love with him, and come down to him, and carry him into her father's house, and then let Rafe, talk with her.
Well said, Nell. It shall be so. Boy, let's have it done quickly.
Sir, if you will imagine all this to be done already, you shall hear them talk together. But we cannot present a house covered with black velvet and a lady in beaten gold.
Sir Boy, let's have as you can, then.
Besides, it will show ill-favoredly to have a grocer's prentice to court a king's daughter.
Will it so, sir? You were well read in histories. What, I pray you, was Sir Dagonet? Was he not prentice to a grocer in London? Read the play of the Four Prentices in London, where they toss their pikes so. I pray you, fetch him in, sir, fetch him in.
It shall be done. It is not our fault, gentlemen.
Now we shall see fine things, I warrant you, George. Oh, here they come. How prettily the King of Cracovia's daughter is dressed.
Aye, Nell, it's the fashion of that country, I warrant you.
Welcome, Sir Knight, unto my father's court, King of Moldavia, unto me, Pompiona, his daughter dear. But sure you do not like your entertainment that will stay with us no longer but a night.
Damsel right fair, I am on many sad adventures bound that call me forth into the wilderness. Besides, my horse's back is something galled, which will enforce me ride a sober pace. But many thanks, fair lady, be to you for using errant knight with courtesy.
But say, brave knight, what is your name and birth?
My name is Rafe. I am an Englishman, as true as steel a hearty Englishman, and prentice to a grocer in the Strand, by deed and dent of which I have one part. But fortune, calling me to follow arms, on me this holy order did I take, of Burning Pestle, which I bear in all men's eyes, confounding ladies' enemies.
Oft have I heard of your brave countrymen, and fertile soil, and store of wholesome food. My father oft will tell me of a drink in England found, a nippotato called, which driveth all the sorrow from your heart.
Lady, 'tis true, you need not lay your lips to better nippotato than there is.
And of a wild fowl he will often speak, which powdered beef and mustard call it is. For there have been great wars twixt us and you. But truly, Rafe, it was not long of me. Tell me then, Rafe, could you contented be to wear a lady's favor in your shield.
I am a knight of a religious order, and will not wear the favor of a lady that trusts in Antichrist and false traditions.
Well said, Rafe. Convert her if thou canst.
Besides, I have a lady of mine own in merry England, for whose virtuous sake I took these arms. And Susan is her name, the cobbler's maid in Milk Street. And I vow ne'er to forsake her, whilst life and pestle last.
Happy that cobbling dame, whoe'er she be, that for her own dear Rafe hath gotten thee. Unhappy I, that ne'er shall see the day, to see thee more that bear'st my heart away.
Lady, farewell, I needs must take my leave.
Hard-hearted Rafe, that ladies dost deceive.
Hark thee, Rafe, there's money for thee. Give something in the king of Cracovia's house. Be not beholding to him.
Lady, before I go, I must remember your father's officers, who truth to tell about me have been very diligent. Hold up thy snowy hand, thou princely maid. There's 12 for your father's chamberlain, and another shilling for his cook, for by my troth the goose was roasted well. And here's 2 for the boy that wiped my boots. And last, fair lady, here is for yourself 3 to buy you pins at Bumbo Fair.
Full many thanks, and I will keep them safe till all the heads be off, for thy sake, Rafe.
Advance, my squire and dwarf, I cannot stay.
Thou kill'st my heart in passing thus away.
I commend Rafe yet for not stooping to a Cracovian. There's proper women in London than any are thereawis. But here comes Master Humphrey and his love again now, George.
Hi, Coney, peace.
Go, get you up. I will not be entreated. And gossip mine, I'll keep you sure hereafter from gadding out again with boys and unthrifts. Come, they are women's tears, I know your fashion. Go, sir, I'll lock her in, and keep the key safe as you love your life. Now, my son Humphrey, you may both rest assured of my love in this and reap your own desire. My daughter is yours again. Appoint the time and take her. We'll have no stealing for it. I myself and some few of our friends will see you married.
I would you would in faith, for be it known, I ever was afraid to lie alone.
Some 3 days hence, then.
3 days? Or let me see. 'Tis somewhat of the most, yet I agree, because I mean against the appointed day to visit all my friends in new array.
Sir, there's a gentlewoman without would speak with your worship.
What is she?
Sir, I ask her not.
Bid her come in.
Oh, peace be to your worship. I come to you, sir, as a poor suitor in the behalf of this child.
Are you not wife to Merithought?
Yes, truly. Oh, would I had ne'er seen his eyes. He has undone me, sir, and himself and his children. And there he lives at home and sings and hoits and revels among his drunken companions. But where to get a penny to put bread in his mouth, I warrant you he knows not. Oh, and therefore, if it like your worship, I would entreat your letter to the honest host of the Bell and Waltham, that I may place my child under the protection of his tapster in some settled course of life.
I'm glad the heavens have heard my prayers. Thy husband, when I was ripe in sorrows, laughed at me. Thy son, like an unthankful wretch, I, having redeemed him from his fall and made him mine, to show his love again, first stole my daughter, then wronged this gentleman, and last of all gave me that grief that almost brought me down into my grave, had not a stronger hand relieved my sorrows. Go and weep as I did, and be unpitied, for here I profess an everlasting hate to all thy name.
Will you so, sir? How say you by that? Come, Mick. Let him keep his wind to cool his porridge. We'll go to thy nurse's, Mick. She knit silk stockings and will knit too, boy, and be beholding to none of them all.
Sir, I take it you are master of this house?
How then, boy?
Then to yourself, sir, comes this letter.
From whom, my pretty boy?
From him that was your servant. But no more shall that name ever be, for he is dead. Grief of your purchased anger broke his heart. I saw him die, and from his hand received this paper with a charge to bring it hither. Read it and satisfy yourself in all.
Sir, that I have wronged your love, I must confess, in which I have purchased to myself, besides mine own undoing, the ill opinion of my friends. Let not your anger, good sir, outlive me, but suffer me to rest in peace with your forgiveness. Let my body, if a dying man may so much prevail with you, be brought to your daughter, that she may truly know my hot flames are now buried, and withal receive a testimony of the zeal I bore her virtue. Farewell forever, and be ever happy, Jasper! God's hand is great in this. I do forgive him, yet I'm glad he's quiet, where I hope he will not bite again. Boy, bring the body and let him have his will, if that be all.
'Tis here without, sir.
So, sir, if you please, you may conduct it in. I do not fear it.
I'll be your usher boy, for though I say it, he owed me something once, and well did pay it.
If there be any punishment inflicted upon the miserable more than yet I feel, let it together seize me and at once press down my soul. I cannot bear the pain of these delaying tortures. Thou that art the end of all and the sweet rest of all, come, come, O death, bring me to thy peace and blot out all the memory I nourish, both of my father and my cruel friend. O wretched maid, still living to be wretched, how happy had I been if being born my grave had been my cradle.
By your leave, mistress, here's a boy that brought a coffin. What it would say I know not, but your father charged me to give you notice. Here they come.
For me I hope 'tis come, and 'tis most welcome.
Fair mistress, let me not add greater grief to that great store you have already. Jasper, that whiles he lived was yours, now dead and here enclosed, commanded me to bring his body hither, and to crave a tear from those fair eyes, though he deserve not pity, to deck his funeral. For so he bid me, tell her for whom he died.
He shall have many. Good friends, depart a little whilst I take my leave of this dead man that once I loved. Hold yet a little life, and then I give thee to thy first heavenly being. O my friend, hast thou deceived me thus and got before me, I shall not be long after. Believe me, Jasper, thou wert too cruel against thyself in punishing the fault I could have pardoned with so untimely death. Thou didst not wrong me, but wert most kind, most true, most loving. And I, the most unkind, most false, most cruel. Didst thou but ask a tear, I give thee all, even all my eyes can pour down, all my sighs and all myself before thou goest from me.
Oh.
These are but sparing rites. But if thy soul be yet about this place, and can behold and see what I preparest to deck thee with, it shall go up, borne on the wings of peace, and satisfied. First will I sing thy dirge, then kiss thy pale lips, and then die myself and fill one coffin and one grave together. Come, and you whose loves are dead, and whilst I sing, weep and wring every hand, and every head. Bind with cypress and sad ribbons black and candles blue, for him that was of men most true. Come with sighs and mourning, and on his grave let him have sacrifice of sighs and mourning. Let him have fair flowers enow, white and purple, green and yellow, for him that was of men
Oh, George.
Thou sable cloth, sad cover of my joys, I lift thee, and thus I meet with death.
And thus you meet the living. Nay, do not fly me fair. I am no spirit. Look better on me. Do you know me yet?
Oh, thou dear shadow of my friend.
Dear substance, I swear I am no shadow. Feel my hand. It is the same it was. I am your Jasper that's yet living and yet loving. Pardon my rash attempt, my foolish proof I put in practice of your constancy. For sooner should my sword have drunk my blood and set my soul at liberty than drawn the least drop from that body. For which boldness doom me to anything. If death, I take it, and willingly.
This death I give you for it. I am satisfied you are no spirit, but my own truest friend. Why do you come thus to me?
First, to see you. Then to convey you hence.
Oh, but it cannot be, for I am locked up here and watched at all hours that 'tis impossible for me to escape.
Nothing more possible. Within this coffin do you convey yourself. Let me alone. I have the wits of 20 men about me. Only I crave the shelter of your closet, little, and then fear me not. Creep in, that they may presently convey you hence. Fear nothing, dearest love. I'll be your second. Lie close. So. All goes well yet. Boy!
At hand, sir.
Convey away the coffin, and be wary.
'Tis done already.
Now must I go conjure.
Boy!
Your servant, sir.
And do me this kindness, boy. Hold, here's a crown. Before thou bury the body of this fellow, carry it to his old merry father, and salute him from me. And bid him sing, he hath cause.
I will, sir.
And then bring me word what tune he is in, and have another crown. But do it truly. I have fitted him a bargain now will vex him.
God bless your worship's health, sir.
Farewell, boy.
Ah, old Marathon, art thou there again? Let's hear some of thy songs.
Who can sing a merrier note than he that cannot change a groat? Not a denier left, and yet my heart leaps. I do wonder yet, as old as I am, that any man will follow a trade or serve that may sing and laugh and walk the streets. My wife and both my sons are, I know not where. I have nothing left, nor know I how to come by meat to supper. Yet am I merry still, for I know I shall find it upon the table at 6 o'clock. Therefore, hang thought, I would not be a serving man to carry the cloak bag still, nor would I be a falconer the greedy hawks to fill. But I would be in a good house, and have a good master too, and I would eat and drink of the best, and no work would I do. This is it that keeps life and soul together. Mirth. This is the philosopher's stone that they write so much on, that keeps a man ever young.
Sir? Oh, sir, they say they know all your money is gone, and they will trust you no more for drink.
Will they not? Well, let 'em choose. The best is I have mirth at home, and need not send abroad for that. Let 'em keep their drink to themselves.
Sir, I can get no bread for supper.
Hang bread and supper. Let's preserve our mirth, and we shall never feel hunger, I warrant you. Let's have a catch, boys. Follow me. Come. Ho, ho, nobody home. A meat nor drink nor money have we none. Fill the pot,
Fill the pot, never more need
nobody home. Meat nor drink nor money have we none. Fill the pot,
Fill the pot, never more need
nobody home. A meat nor drink nor money have we none. Fill the pot,
money have we none. Fill the pot, never more need I. Never more need I.
Come, boys, so enough. Follow me. Let's change our place, and we shall laugh afresh.
Let him go, George. I shall not have any countenance from us, nor a good word from any of the company, if I may stroke in.
No more a shan't, love. But, Nell, I will have Rafe do a very notable matter now to the eternal honor and glory of all grocers. Sarah, you there, boy! Can none of you hear?
Sir, your pleasure.
Let Rafe come out on May Day in the morning and speak upon a conduit, with all of his scarfs about him and his feathers and his rings and his knacks.
Why, sir, you do not think on our plot. What will become of that, then?
Why, sir, I care not what become on't. I'll have him come out, or I'll fetch him out myself. I'll have something done in honor of the city. Besides, he hath been long enough upon adventures. Bring him out quickly, or if I come in amongst you...
well, sir, he shall come out, but if our play miscarries, sir, you are like to pay for it.
Bring him away, then.
This will be very brave of faith, George. Shall he not dance the Morris, too, for the credit of the Strand?
No, sweetheart, it'll be too much for the boy. Oh, there he is, Nell. He's reasonable well in apparel, but he has not rings enough.
London, to thee I do present the merry month of May. Let each true subject be content to hear me what I say. My name is Rafe, by due descent, though not ignoble I, yet far inferior to the stock of gracious grocer I. And by the common counsel of my fellows in the Strand, with gilded staff and crossed scarf, the Maylord, here I stand. Rejoice, O English hearts, rejoice, rejoice, O lovers dear. Rejoice, O city, town, and country, rejoice eke every shear. For now the fragrant flowers do spring and sprout in seemly sort. The little birds do sit and sing, the lambs do make fine sport. And now the birchen tree doth bud, that makes the schoolboy cry, and Morris rings while hobby horse doth foot it feteously. The lords and ladies now abroad for their disport and play do kiss sometimes upon the grass, and sometimes in the hay. And little fish on tender stone begin to cast their bellies, and sluggish snails that erst were mewed do creep out of their shellies. The rumbling rivers now do warm for little boys to paddle. The sturdy steed now goes to grass, and up they hang his saddle. The heavy hart, the bellowing buck, the rascal, and the pricket are now among the yeoman's peas, and leave the fearful thicket. And be like them, O you, I say, of this same noble town, and lift aloft your velvet heads, and slipping off your gown, with bells on legs and napkins clean unto your shoulders tied, with scarves and garters as you please, and hey for our town cried. March out and show your willing minds by 20 and by 20, to Hogston or to Newington, where ale and cakes are plenty. And let it ne'er be said for shame that we, the youths of London, lay thrumming of our caps at home and left our custom undone. Up then, I say, both young and old, both man and maid a-maying, with drums and guns that bounce aloud, and merry tabor playing, which to prolong, God save our king, and send our country peace, and root out treason from the land. And so, my friends, I cease.
I will have no great store of company at the wedding. A couple of neighbors and their wives, and we will have a capon in stewed broth with marrow, and a good piece of beef stuck with rosemary.
Forbear thy pains, fond man, it is too late.
Heaven bless me, Jasper!
I am his ghost, whom thou hast injured for his constant love. Fond worldly wretch! Who dost not understand in death that true hearts cannot parted be. First know, thy daughter is quite borne away on wings of angels through the liquid air, too far out of thy reach, and nevermore shalt thou behold her face. But she and I will in another world enjoy our loves, where neither father's anger, nor poverty, nor any cross that troubles earthly men shall make us sever our united hearts. And never shalt thou sit or be alone in any place but I will visit thee with ghastly looks, and put into thy mind the great offences which thou didst to me when thou wert at thy table with thy friends, merry in heart, and filled with swelling wine. I'll come in midst of all thy pride and mirth, invisible to all men but thyself, and whisper Such a sad tale in thine ear shall make thee let the cup fall from thy hand, and stand as mute and pale as death itself.
Oh, forgive me, Jasper! Oh, what might I do? Tell me to satisfy thy troubled ghost.
There is no means. Too late thou thinkest of this.
But tell me what were best for me to do.
Repent thy deed, and satisfy my father, and beat fond Humphrey out of thy doors.
Look, George, his very ghost would have folks beaten.
Father, my bride is gone. Oh, fair mistress loose. Ooh, my soul's the font of vengeance, mischief's loose.
Hence, fool, out of my sight with thy fond passion, thou hast undone me.
Oh, my father dear, for loose thy daughter's sake that had no peer.
Thy father, fool, there's some blows more, now be gone. Jasper, I hope thy ghost be well appeased to see thy will performed. Now will I go to satisfy thy father for thy wrong.
What shall I do? I have been beaten twice, and Mistress Luce is gone. Oh, help me devise. Since my true love is gone, I nevermore, or whilst I do live, upon the sky will pour, but in the dark will wear out my shoe soles, in passion in St. Faith's church under Paul's.
George, call Rafe hither. If you love me, call Rafe hither. I have the bravest thing for him to do, George. Prithee, call him quickly.
Rafe! Why, Rafe, boy!
Here, sir.
Come hither, Rafe. Come to the mistress, boy.
Rafe, I would have thee call all the youths together in battle way, with drums and guns and flags, and march to Mile End in pompous fashion, and there exhort your soldiers to be merry and wise, and to keep their beards from burning, Rafe, and then skirmish, and let your flags fly, and cry, kill, kill, kill. Here's a scarf for thee. For the rest the house shall furnish thee, and we shall pay for it. Do it bravely, Rafe. Think before whom you perform, and what person you represent.
I warrant you, mistress, if I do it not for the honor of the city and the credit of my master, let me never hope for my freedom.
'Twas well spoken, of faith. Go thy ways, thou art a spark indeed.
Rafe, double thy files bravely, Rafe.
I warrant you, sir.
Let him look narrowly to his service. I shall take him else. I was there myself a pikeman once, in the hottest of the day, wench. Had my feathers shot sheer away, the fringe of my pike burnt off with powder, my pate broken with a scouring stick, and yet I thank God I'm here.
Hark, George, the drums!
Boom, 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 and wench, and hadst thou but seen little Ned of Aldgate, Drum Ned, how he made it roar again and laid on like a tyrant, and then struck softly till the ward come up, and then thundered again, and together we go. Sa, bounce, quoth the guns. Courage, my hearts, quoth the captains. St. George, quoth the pikemen. And withal, here they lay, and there they lay. And yet for all this, I'm here, wench.
Be thankful for it, George, for indeed 'tis wonderful.
Much fair, my hearts! Lieutenant, beat up the rear. Ancient, let your colors fly. But have a great care for the butcher's hooks at Whitechapel. They've been the death of many a fair ancient. Now open your files, that I may take a view of both your persons and munition. Sergeant, call a muster!
All stand! William Hamilton, Pewterer!
Here, Captain!
A corselet and a Spanish pike. 'Tis well. Can you shake it with a terror?
I hope so, Captain.
Charge upon me.
Oh.
'Tis with the weakest. Put more strength to it, William Hamilton, more strength. As you were. Proceed, Sergeant.
George Green Goose, Pewterer!
Here.
Let me see your piece, neighbor Green Goose. When was she shot in?
Oh, and please you, Master Captain, I made a shot even now, partly to scour and partly for audacity.
It should seem so certainly, for her breath is yet inflamed. And besides, is the main fault in the touch-hold. It runs and stinketh. I can tell you moreover, and believe it, 10 such touch-holes would breed the pox in the army. Get you a feather, neighbor. Get you a feather, sweet oil, and paper, and your piece may do well enough yet. Where's your powder?
Oh, here.
What? In a paper? As I am a soldier and a gentleman, it craves a martial court. You ought to die for it. Where's your horn? Answer me to that.
And like you, sir, I was oblivious.
It likes me not that you should be so. 'Tis a shame for you and a scandal to all your neighbors. being a man of worth and estimation, to leave your horn behind you? I'm afraid 'twill breed example. But let me tell you no more on't. Stand till I view you all. What's become of the nose of your flask?
Indeed, Lord Captain, 'twas blown away with powder.
We'll put a new one on at the city's charge. And where's the stone of this piece?
The drummer took it out to light tobacco.
It's a fault, friend. Put it on again. You want a nose and you a stone. Sergeant, make a note on't. I mean to stop it in the pay. Remove and march!
Remove and march!
Soft and fair, gentlemen, soft and fair. W files as you were.
W files as you were.
Faces about.
Faces about.
Now you with the sodden face, keep in there. And you, sir, look to your match. It'll be in your fellow's flask anon. So make a crescent.
Make a crescent.
Advance your pikes.
Advance your pikes.
Stand and give ear.
Stand and give ear.
Gentlemen, countrymen.
Gentlemen, countrymen.
Friends and my fellow soldiers, I have brought you this day from the shops of security and the counters of content to measure out in these furious fields honor by the ell and prowess by the pound. Let it not, oh let it not, I say, be told hereafter the noble issue of this city fainted, but bear yourselves in this fair action like men, valiant men, and free men. Fear not the face of the enemy, nor the noise of the guns, for believe me, brethren, the rude rumbling of a brewer's cart is far more terrible, of which you have a daily experience. Neither let the stink of powder offend you, since a more valiant stink is nightly with you. To a resolved mind, his home is everywhere. I speak not this to take away the hope of your return, for you shall see, and I doubt it not, and that very shortly, your loving wives again, and your sweet children, whose care doth bear you company in baskets. So remember then whose cause you have in hand, and like a sort of true-born scavengers, scour me this famous realm of enemies! I have little more to say but this. Stand to your tackings, lads, and show the world you can as well brandish a sword as shake an apron. St. George and on before!
Kill! Kill!
"'Twas well done, Rafe. I'll send you a cold cape in a field and a bottle of March beer, and it may be come to see thee myself."
Now the boy hath deceived me much. I didn't think it had been in him. He's performed such a matter, wench, that if I live next year I'll have him captain of the galley foister. I'll what my will.
You're to thank God I break not a wrinkle more than I had. Not a stoop, boys. Care, live with cats. I defy thee. My heart is as sound as an oak, and though I want drink to wet my whistle, I can sing. Come no more there, boys, come no more there, for we shall never while we live come any more there.
God save you, sir.
Oh, it's a brave boy. Canst thou sing?
Oh, yes, sir. I can sing. But 'tis not so necessary at this time.
Sing we and chant it while love doth grant it.
Sir, if you knew what we have brought you, you would have little list to sing.
Oh, the mimmin round, full long I have thee sought, and now I have thee found. And what hast thou here brought?
A coffin, sir, and your dead son Jasper in it.
Dead? Why, farewell he, thou wast a bonny boy, and I did love thee.
Then I pray you, sir, do so still.
Jasper's ghost! Thou art welcome from Stygian Lake so soon. Declare to me what wondrous things in Pluto's courts are done.
I ne'er came there, sir. 'Tis too hot for me, sir.
Ha ha ha! A merry ghost! A very merry ghost! And where is your true love? Oh, where is yours?
Marry, look you, sir.
Aha! Art thou good at that, faith? With a tricksy, tullery whisk in the world, it runs on wheels. When the young man's firkin, up go the maiden's heels.
What, Master Merry thought? Will you not let's in? What do you think shall become of us?
What voice is that calleth at our door?
You know know me well enough. I'm sure I have not been such a stranger to you.
And some they whistled and some they sung, hey down, down, and some did loudly say, ever as the Lord Barnet horn blew, away Musgrave, away.
Why, Master Merrythought, you will not let us starve here, will you?
Nay, good sir, be persuaded. She is my mother. If her offenses have been great against you, let your own love remember she is yours, and so forgive her.
Good Master Merrythought, let me entreat you. I will not be denied.
Will you be a vexed thing still?
Woman, I take you to my love again, but you shall sing before you enter. Therefore, dispatch your song, and so come in.
Well, you must have your will when all's done. What song canst thou sing, boy?
Greensleeves.
Alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me off discourteously, for I have loved you so long, delighting in your
Come, you're welcome home again. But if such dangers be in playing, and jest to earnest turn, you shall go no more a-maying.
Are you within, sir, Master Merrythought?
It is my master's voice. Good sir, go hold him in talk, whilst we convey ourselves into some inward room.
Oh, what are you there? Are you merry? You must be very merry if you enter.
I am, sir.
Sing, then.
Nay, good sir, open to me.
Sing, I say, oh, by the merry heart, you come not in.
Well, sir, I'll sing. Fortune, my foe, why dost thou frown on me? And will thy favors never greater be? Wilt thou, I say, forever breed me pain? And wilt thou not restore my joys again?
You're welcome, sir, you're welcome. You see your entertainment. Pray you, be merry.
Oh, Master Merrythought, I'm come to ask you forgiveness for the wrongs I offered you and your most virtuous son. They're infinite, yet my contrition shall be more than they. I do confess my hardness broke his heart, for which just heaven have given me punishment more than my age can carry. His wandering spirit, not yet at rest, pursues me everywhere, crying, I'll haunt thee for thy cruelty. My daughter, she is gone, I know not how, taken invisible, or whether living or in the grave, 'tis yet uncertain to me. Oh, Master Merrythought, these are the weights will sink me to my grave. Forgive me, sir.
Why, sir, I do forgive you, and be merry. And if the wag in's lifetime played the knave, can you forgive him too?
With all my heart, sir.
Well, speak it again, and heartily.
I do, sir. Now by my soul I do.
With that came out his paramour. She was as white as a lily flower. Hey, troll, troll, and only. With that came out her own dear knight. He was as true as e'er did fight. Hey, troll, troll, and only. Sir, if you will forgive them, clap their hands together. There's no more to be said in the matter.
I do. I do.
I do not like this. Peace, boys. Hear me, one of you. Everybody's part has come to an end but Rafe's, and he's left out.
'Tis long of yourself, sir. We have nothing to do with his part.
Rafe, come away. Make Make an end on him as you've done the rest, boys. Come.
Now, good husband, let him come out and die.
Oh, we shall, Nell. Rafe, come away quickly and die, boy.
'Twill be very unfit he should die, sir, upon no occasion, and in a comedy, too.
Take you no care for that, sir boy. Is not his part at an end, think you, when he's dead? Come away, Rafe.
All these things I, Rafe, did undertake, only for my beloved Susan's sake. Then coming to my shop with my blue apron on, Death came into my stall to cheapen aquavita. But ere I could take the bottle down to fill a taste, Death caught up a pound of pepper in my hand and sprinkled my body and face o'er. Then picking up my bow and shaft, I walked into Moorfields to cool myself. But there, grim, cruel Death met me once again and shot this forked arrow through my head. Oh, and now my pain increaseth. Oh, 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 I faint. Oh, 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 I die. Fly up my soul to Grocer's Hall. Oh, achoo!
Well done, Rafe. Well done, Rafe. Do your obeisance to the gentleman and be gone. Well done, Rafe.
Methinks all we, thus kindly and unexpectedly reconciled, should not depart without a song.
Good motion.
Strike up, then.
Better music ne'er was known than a choir of hearts in one. Let each other that hath been troubled with the gall or spleen learn of us to keep his brows smooth and plain as ours are now. Sing though before the hour of dying, he shall rise and then be crying. Hey ho, 'tis naught but mirth that keeps the body from the earth.
Shall we go, Nell? The play's done.
Nay, by my faith, George, I have more manners than so. I'll speak to these gentlemen first. I thank you all, gentlemen, for your patience and countenance to Rafe, a poor fatherless child. And if I might see at my house, it should go hard, but I'd have a bottle of wine and a pipe of tobacco for you. For truly, I hope you do like the youth, but I would be glad to know the truth. Therefore, I leave you to your own discretions, whether you will applaud him or no, and I will wink whilst you shall do what you will. Oh! I thank you with all my heart. God give you good night. Come on, George.
You have heard a complete on-stage recording of Beaumont and Fletcher's Night of the Burning Pestle as performed by the 1964 company at the Oregon Shakespearean Festival in Ashland. Night of the Burning Pestle was directed for the festival company by Ed Brubaker. This presentation of Beaumont and Fletcher's Night of the Burning Pestle was the third non-Shakespearean Elizabethan drama to be staged by the Oregon Shakespearean Festival. It was presented as a special fifth show on August 24th and 29th and September 3rd in 1964. The custom will be continued in future years with more of the works of Shakespeare's brilliant contemporary playwrights. In our cast, you heard Tom Vale as the prologue and catch singer, Michael Norrell as the citizen, Elizabeth Huddle, the wife, William Terra as Rafe. First Gentleman and Jasper's Boy, Paul Cajero, Venturewell, William Roberts, Jasper, Stephen Waring, Luce, Penelope Hess, Humphrey, Norman Roth, Tim and the Squire, Dan Hayes, George and the Dwarf, Sean Cunningham, the trumpeter and the catch singer, Lawrence Davidson, Lady to Buy Pepper, Martha Graham, Mrs. Merrythought, Donna Satrakian, Michael, Robert Page Jr., Old Merrythought, Pat Patton, Tapster, The First Prisoner and the Sergeant by Lester Thompson, Venturewell's Boy by Christopher Dawkins, Venturewell's Man and Green Goose, Al Sherman, Venturewell's Man and Hammerton, Robert Kane, host and drummer, Kirk Mee, Barbarosso and the Second Soldier, Herman Poppy, Second Prisoner and First Soldier, Les Carlson, Third Prisoner, Laird Williamson, Lady Prisoner, Anne Blake Sheeran, Pompiona by Diantha Davis, the first stage boy by James Savannett, and the second stage boy by Paul Wynn. Prompter on stage was Lois Stedman. Ladies and gentlemen were played by Richard Hay, Gary Aldridge, Latimer Smith, and Elizabeth Keller. Musicians on stage were conducting and playing the recorder Lucille Melanot, playing the viol de gamba and recorder Judy Bjorley, playing the bass viol and recorder April Lewis, playing the viol de gamba and recorder Patricia Davenport, percussion by Kathleen Barnes. Dancers in the production were Chester Eitz, Calvin Crane, and Wayne Kramer. Music by W. Bernard Wendt. Recording engineer was Roger Smith. Producing director for the festival is Angus L. Bomer. This has been an Oregon Shakespearean Festival production originating in Ashland, Oregon, supervised and directed by Andrew C. Love.